Why is it not? Why my name not up there? Put my name on there.
What's going on, people? It's your girl Marlo. Good to some set and rose to others in beauty, fashion, and entertainment. Here with my co-host.
Miss Keylicious in the building,
You
y'all.
know how we do. I got her here with me instead of her being home because we got to do what? Celebrate our boo's birthday. Happy birthday, Tiara Crystal. Yes, Miss Actress Tiara Crystal. She's turning what? 21 today. We ain't gonna live about your real age because you know we taking the age off, bro. Yes, we is. You know we got that fire show for you tonight. Money, magic, something different.
Money.
Don't we gotta learn about money?
Yeah, especially with these days with this Rona and people losing jobs and all this other stuff going on.
We really need to get our coins up.
That's right.
But in order to get them coins up, we gotta know how to do it because by talking to my friend Mr. Jeffrey, I learned that I was doing a lot of stuff wrong. I was thinking my mindset was not in the right place for where I'm trying to be. You know, I'm a diva. I'm trying to get that mansion. You know, I got that mansion. It's waiting for me.
Right.
But he's going to show us how we can do that. But before we get into that, I'm going to turn it over to our co-host so she can give us what? Our affirmations.
Well, since we're talking about money, today's affirmation will be abundance. So let's just hands to heart prayer, close our eyes and meditate on the word abundance. Breathe in all the money and let out all the money. Breathe in finances. Breathe out finances. Breathe in wealth and breathe out wealth. Namaste.
Namaste. I am money. I am abundance.
Yes.
I am flowing with money. My bank account is overflowing as we speak.
Abundance.
Yes. Blessings are coming. Always the blessings are coming. But we want to get straight into the show. We're not going to give any little... Oh, yeah, but we do have to tell them one thing.
What?
I know y'all been watching the post. Y'all better not be acting crazy because guess what's about to happen? Love on Lockdown. The new web series, yes. We was playing around with Herbal Desire Diaries, but the Love on Lockdown is going to lock you down to your TV sets. Y'all not ready. But anyway, let's get back to the reason why we here. Getting that money.
Get that bag, y'all.
But let's watch this creative marketing tool that Mr. Jeffrey used. I believe in creative marketing. And he's going to grab you right now and make you sit there and listen to what he has to say. You better listen.
Are you behind on your credit card bills? Good. Pick up the phone and start dialing. Is your landlord ready to evict you? Good. Pick up the phone and start dialing. Does your girlfriend think you're a fucking worthless loser? Good. Pick up the phone and start dialing. I want you to deal with your problems by becoming rich. All you have to do today is pick up that phone and speak the words that I have taught you. And I will make you richer than the most powerful CEO in the United States of fucking America. You be ferocious. You be relentless. You be telephone fucking terrorist. Now let's knock this motherfucker out of the park.
Yes. I have to now. Let's just bring him on, okay? Because
I'm about to dial.
What's the number? You gonna make me rich, Mr. Jeffrey? Yes.
Man, I was about to run and get my phone and start dialing. Oh,
I was ready to dial too. Like that got me pumped. That got me so pumped.
put this on Do Not Disturb. Okay, there we go. I love that. You know. Okay, so that movie, that part of that movie, The Wolf of Wall Street, is based on Jordan Belfort, right? And Jordan Belford, he is a sales master. That guy like puts me on fire. I love listening to his content on YouTube.
Well, you really acted it out, and
That was good.
you got me pumped. I'm like,
I
yeah.
know. I'm
Yeah,
like,
right.
what's the number? What's the
That's right.
number?
Yes.
So, how is it out there at ATL right now?
You know what? I feel like the further south you get, the less people care, and the more people are just like chilling and acting like it's whatever. So in Florida, it's like nothing's happening. In Georgia, it's kind of almost the same thing. People here are very, everyone's kind of cool. People are still going out clubbing, doing whatever, and it's just at this point, it's like at your own risk, right? It's been over a year since whatever happened, so we're just doing whatever now.
So, before we get into the major questions, one question that I had to ask you, what is some advice that you can give the people that are going through the economic loss of the pandemic? And is there different ways that you can possibly save or ways that you can invest? I know people get the stimulus, but they got to pay bills. So it's like, how actually can we come up out of this hole?
That's a great question to start with. And it reminds me of why I am where I am today, because I had 24 different jobs by the time I was 20 years old. That's a lot of different jobs. So you name it, I've probably done it. I was door knocking, I was in the kitchen, I was doing all kinds of stuff. I was painting, I did it all because I didn't find happiness in most of the things that I did. And somebody taught me once, and I was so thankful that someone taught me, if you're not happy where you are, just leave. And I'm like, oh, is it that simple? If you're not happy where you are, just leave. So as a young man, 16, 17, 18, I would get jobs, and in 2 or 3 months I'd leave because if I wasn't happy, so I would just go, right? And it wasn't until I was 20 years old that I ran into a book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. Right? And in that book, it explains something called the cash flow quadrant, the 4 different ways to make money. And I was like, there's 4 different ways to make money. I thought there was just one way to make money, which was to trade my time for money, to become an employee, right? And so, no, it turns out that there's 4 different ways to make money. There's what's called the E quadrant, which is employee, which is trading your time for money. There's the S quadrant, which is called self-employed, which means you're now working for yourself, but you're still trading time for money, right? And then we get to what's called the business owner quadrant. The business owner is the person who now has a system where they have people that are working for them, so that now they've got money that's coming to them through their business, right? A lot of people get self-employed and business owner confused. If I own a mom and pop shop and I have to be there every single day and make sure that it's still running properly, then I'm still self-employed. But the second I've got 15 restaurants, 15 different chains all over the US, and I can be in Hawaii and make a call and make sure all of my restaurants are okay, now you're a business owner, right? And then finally, we get to what's called investor. So an investor is somebody who has their money working for them. And that's where you ultimately want to get, because money working for you, money doesn't go to sleep. Money doesn't ask for days off. Money doesn't get sick. Money works for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week without fail, right? And so that's ultimately where we want to get to. But to get there, it kind of takes a transition. We want to go from employee to self-employed to getting into business owner and finally an investor. So I went to school to become a police officer. And so I was going to become an employee for the rest of my life. And luckily, I caught that when I was really young and said, I don't want to be stuck. I don't want to be somebody who would get stuck in life. I want to be able to make choices. I want to live life proactively and not reactively, which we'll probably touch on again in a bit. But what allowed me to do that was entrepreneurship. I found financial freedom through entrepreneurship. And so how I did that was I looked into making my money make me money. And so that's what I started doing 10 years ago, investing my money properly, but in the right place. Because a lot of people invest their money into wherever they believe, wherever their uncle puts their money or wherever everybody else puts their money. But what we got to be looking for is, are people really retiring with the places that they have their money today? Are people's money really going up, or is it going down? Like, a lot of people invest their money like as if it's gambling, and we're not. This isn't Las Vegas, baby. This is our retirement. You don't play with your retirement. If you want to play with money, go to Vegas, have fun. Go to a casino, have fun. But when it comes to retirement, when it comes to my money in 40, 50, 30 years, I need to know exactly how much is going to be there, because we're no longer playing, we're no longer playing around. This at 65, there's only 20, 30 years left of life, right? And I don't want to be working those last 20 or 30 years, right? So going back again to answer that initial question is, getting into entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is going to allow you to create an extra income, because a lot of people are stuck with that one income, that employee income, that minimum wage income. And that obviously isn't enough, right? That obviously isn't enough. And people need to open their mind towards multiple streams of income, and maybe have a job 9 to 5 and then build their business 5 to 9. 9 to 5, I pay my bills. 5 to 9, I build my legacy, right? That's the way it works.
Yes, definitely. I mean, you really hitting on some stuff.
I have a question for
Yes.
you. So if a person is like trying to get out of debt, have credit cards or whatever, but they want to invest as well, is that possible to do both at the same time? Get your debt down and invest, or should you get your debt down first, then invest?
Amazing question. Very good question. And when it comes to investing, there is definitely fundamentals. And the fundamentals are to get your money straight first. If you're ridiculously in debt and you're trying to invest at the same time, you're working opposite, right? Because yeah, your credit card's going down and you're trying to go up. It's not working at the same time. What you want to be doing is, there's basically a structure to how this works. The very first thing you need is life insurance, which we're probably going to get into in just a little bit. But the truth is, we do need life insurance. That's the first thing you need, because if you're investing and you die while you're investing, what happens? Right? The family no longer has your income, and then that money that you had is no longer going to grow, right? And so we need to have first life insurance. After that, because we know that we're protected, then we can start looking into getting rid of our credit card debt and building up our emergency fund, which is something you do at the same time. I want to get rid of my credit card debt and build my emergency fund. So an emergency fund is typically around 3 months of income that's just sitting around in your bank, just sitting there waiting for an emergency. Because emergencies don't knock on your door, don't give you a phone call and say, hey, I'm about to happen, right? No. So you got to have that saved aside. Tire pops, car crash, something like that. You've got 3 months of income sitting there waiting for that, right? Because most people, you know what their emergency fund is?
A credit card.
The credit card, right? That's their emergency fund. But that's not an emergency fund. That just gets you further and further into debt, right? And the sad thing about debt that a lot of people don't understand, which this is very big. Have you heard of something called the rule of 72?
No.
Okay, so the rule of 72 is very big. This was taught by Einstein. Einstein says if you get the number 72 and you divide it by your interest rate, it tells you how long it takes for your money to double. So if the bank is paying me 1%, I get 72 divided by 1. That means my savings account doubles every 72 years, right? Wow. So you'll never see your money double in the bank. But now let's input those same numbers in a credit card. 72 divided by 29.99%, because some credit cards are up to 30%, right?
Yeah.
That equals about 2.5. So that means your credit card debt doubles every 2.5 years, or your savings account doubles every 70 years.
Right.
Now do you understand how the banks make their money, right? You're saving your money with them. They're paying you 1%, and then they loan it back out to you in a credit card. You pay them 5, 10, 15, 30%.
Wow.
Right? So understanding the money game is a very big thing. So getting rid of your credit card ASAP while building your emergency fund at the same time is very important before we even think about investing. Because if we're constantly trying to get out of debt and we're constantly having emergencies that push us back into debt, we can't properly get into the investment circle, right? We can't properly invest for the future. So important is fundamental, getting life insurance, getting rid of our credit card, getting an emergency fund up, and then finally putting some money into some investments. Because now we've got everything safely, everything taken care of. Now I can start putting money into some investments that are hopefully not risky, that I know that I'm going to be making money in.
So at what age should a person consider getting life insurance? Some people think, they think they have so much time and they don't get it. They try to wait until they're like 30 and then they want to start getting insurance.
Correct. Well, it depends what type of life insurance you get, because I think in the mid 1990s there was this type of life insurance called Index Universal Life that was created, and that's the one that I've been working with for the last 10 years. And Index Universal Life is a mixture of an investment like a 401k or Roth IRA that grows over time. It pays you 5-10% every year. It's an investment and it's life insurance put together at the same time, right? So the way that works is if we bought it for a 0-year-old, then by the time they're 20, they have about 20, 30, 40, $50,000 sitting in their insurance policy that they can take out and pay for their college. And then they continue paying into their policy. By the time they're 30, if they want, they could take money out again, buy a house with that money. And then they can continue investing into that policy. At 65, take that money out as a retirement. So this Index Universal Life policy that I've been helping people get for the last 10 years works for people that are from 0 years old to 15, 25, 30, 35, 45, 55. Once you start moving to 65 and 70, I start looking for a different vehicle for you to put your money in. I start looking into annuities. Annuities are a whole different world. Annuities are like pension plans. You know how pension plans don't really exist anymore?
Right.
Well, life insurance companies have a pension plan called an annuity. If you purchase an annuity with a life insurance company, they will pay you a pension plan for the rest of your life. And a lot of people aren't taught these type of things. A lot of people are still have their money in things like 401ks where your
Right.
money runs out. Your money runs out in a 401k. Eventually, you've used all the money, right?
Right.
But in annuities, the company is guaranteeing you money for the rest of your life, even if they've overpaid what you put in. It's crazy stuff. Like I tell people, the financial world is kind of like becoming a doctor. There's a lot of jargon and lingo and stuff that you don't know, and that's why it's so important to have someone like me in your life guiding you and helping you to understand where to really put your money, so that you have that peace of mind. I tell people you need to have $2 million. You need to have $1 million that's guaranteed for you at age 65, the one that you have waiting for you investing. The other $1 million, the one you need to make right here, right now, the one you're working on with your movies, with your books, with your business, whatever you're doing to make your $1 million right now before you're 65, right? So those are the 2 millions you need to be working on. But to answer your question, when to start investing? As soon as possible. As soon as possible. Yep.
Okay. Cool.
So, what made you who you are today? Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
Okay. Great
You're also
question. What made me who I am today? That's a great question. Back like before I like first of all, who do I see myself as today? I see myself as a few different personas. I see myself as be happy, love others, and lead by example, which is my YouTube channel, right? I'm all about happiness, love, and leading by example. I see myself as wealthy and wise, a wealthy man with a lot of wisdom here to give to others, right? I see myself as the warrior mind, the warrior mind. There's all toughness up here. And then there's Jeffrey Jaramillones. Jaramillones means millions. It's my last name mixed with millions. I changed it.
I know that's right.
my last name is my last name is Jaramillo. All I did was add the NES, and in Spanish it means millions. Jaramillones. And
Oh,
so I'm casting a vision out into the universe of who I'm going to become, right? But before this, who was I? Um, I was born in New York. My family's Colombian, and I thought I was going to become a police officer. Between 12 to 18, I was very confused and angry, and it wasn't until I found self-development that my life completely changed. I watched this movie called The Secret
hmm
by Rhonda Bynes, the Secret, and that movie changed my life. What the main thing that I took from that movie was your thoughts change your reality,
Yeah.
right? And I was like, I was mind blown at the young age of 20. I was mind blown. I was like, my thoughts change my reality, so I don't have to be confused and angry and sad all the time. I can pick my emotions, and that was a game changer for me. After that, it was like a rabbit hole that I fell into, a rabbit hole of self-development, and I just read more and more books: Think and Grow Rich, How to Win Friends and Influence People, The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. I have a ton of books that I read, and they just those are really what molded me into what I became today. The books, the mentorship, the leaders that I have in my life, like Matt Sapala, Patrick with David, which they have their own channels too, Valuetainment and the Seven Figure Squad. But
Mhm.
that goes to show you the importance of having those types of influences in your life, because a lot of people, I'll give an example of a lady that I met at Walmart once. So she had a congratulations for 30 years pin on her shirt. And so I said to her, I was like, "Oh wow, congratulations on the pin. You've been here for 30 years now." And then she kind of blinks into nothing, and she's like, "Wow, I can't even remember. I can't, like, the 30 years just went by." And that was scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
30
That
years
was
of life to go by that quick.
Right.
at Walmart, at the cashier, just chilling there, right? 30 years later, her time just went by, and I felt bad and I felt scared, because I was like, that could happen to everyone and anyone, and it's probably happening to most people, where you're just blinking and these years pass by. And
Oh,
so,
Right.
yeah, and so what motivates me is that, I know that I oh, by the way, when I was like 12 or 13, I would stay up at night crying, because I wouldn't understand why I'm in here in this life if I'm gonna die one day. It confused the shit out of me as a little kid. I was like, why am I here just to die? And I was like 12, 13 years old, crying in bed, torturing myself with these thoughts. But like today, they call that what? Existential crisis. Have you heard
hmm
that? Existential crisis, right? So sometimes you get that. You're like, whoa, we're gonna be gone one day. And so now I use that as a power. And I say, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna freaking die one day. So do what I gotta do while I'm here in this
Right.
life, right? Sure, I'm
Yeah.
gonna be gone. But then what that means is I gotta work hard while I'm here. I gotta love people. I gotta love my life. I gotta lead by example, right? And where do I see myself 5 years from now? I'm gonna be 30 this year. So by the time I'm 35, I see myself as a multi-millionaire. My app interest should have most definitely hit over 1 billion users at that point. I have an app that's coming out this year. You can check it out, supportinterest.com.
Okay.
Um,
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Yes, and all these great things that you can achieve in your life come with focus and staying positive. As long as you stay positive and you focus on your future, anything can get done. And also, just a lot of influence. I just see myself giving a lot of influence, because my goals and dreams, my ultimate goals and dreams, are just to give back, to other people, right?
Exactly. Well, before we get to the fun part of the show, and then we will have to cut it short, but you have so many different things under your belt. You're an actor, you have your YouTube page, you're a coach. But before we get into the acting and the other stuff, how can someone actually reach you if they wanted you to be like a financial advisor or help them to get on the right path
Right.
to a better financial future? I'll
Cool.
be adding all of your information in the post as well, but let them know now
Yeah.
exactly how they can reach you.
The best way to reach me will be through Instagram, or just shoot me a text or an email. So through Instagram, it's The Warrior Mind, TheWarrior Mind, The Warrior Mind. The other Instagram that I have is Freedom Fighters, PHP. Freedom Fighters is the name of my team. People Helping People is the company. Freedom Fighters, PHP. You can shoot me a text at 770-372-0698. And then you'll put all the info on there for people too as well, right?
Yep, as well. So everybody can be able to contact him personally. He's a very brilliant man and will lead you in the right direction. I'm going to be working with him personally myself because I want to see a difference in my future financially. So I'm not going to bring you anything false or fake on my show because you know this is Divas Real Talk and I keep it real all day long.
Love it.
But we also have a little fun. And on your YouTube page, I seen that you must have a lot of good advice to give on relationships. So I'm going to run a little bit of this clip,
Cool.
and then we have one good question before
Let's
we.
do it.
Okay. Okay, man. Let's run it.
All right, YouTube.
All right,
Okay.
YouTube, what's going on? Play, play, play.
Be happy, love others, and lead by example. Now, in today's video, I'm doing something special because I was told by a lady friend of mine that I should make a video on relationship advice. Which is so funny because I was like, I am pretty damn good at that, aren't I? But I didn't really know what to talk about, and so I went on my Facebook and I posted, "Hey ladies, what about men confuses you? What type of questions would you like to be answered about?"
Okay. What confuses us? Well, confuses me.
Okay.
How do you know when a man genuinely is interested in you and not just to get to know you physically?
That's an
How
easy
can
one.
you tell? Huh?
I said that's an easy one. That's it.
That's what I was about to say. You don't know the answer to that?
Listen.
Lately, they be playing like they all into you and this, that, and the third.
Yeah. The way you know is if they're invested in your future. To put it very just easily, if they're invested in your future, because when you meet someone, you can tell from their questions, from their body language, from spending time with them, are they interested in who you are right now today because of your physicality, because of the way you speak, because of the things you own, right? You can tell. Or are they with you because of your mind, your kindness, your ambition, because of because of the way you speak about where you will be in the future, because of the way you speak of each other. There's different connections that you can feel, right? If it's connection from the flesh, then you're going to know that it's more here and now. But if it's more intellectual connection, you're going to know that, okay, maybe this is something more long lasting.
Nicely put.
Well, I got one better.
Go.
When you said if he's invested in your future, first of all, is he invested in his own future? Do you have health insurance? Do you have life insurance?
Right. Yeah. 100%. 100%. You know what? I had a good girlfriend of mine, a friend, and she was dating this guy, and I was telling her, like, they've been dating for like almost a year now, and I'm like, he's got a kid that like does he have life insurance? Because she's a life insurance agent too. Here's the thing, she's a life insurance agent, so I'm like, has he bought life insurance from you? And she's like, no. And I'm like, girl, it's been 6 months that you guys have been dating, and he hasn't bought life insurance from you. In my opinion, that's a red flag, because my girl, she supports me in my business if I had one, right? And vice versa, right? You support your partner. And so that's one of the things I would definitely be looking for. Yeah.
Yeah. That's gonna be my first question from now on. Do you have insurance?
And
who's the beneficiary?
Yeah. And how much is it?
Like you said, do you have accidental coverage?
Wait a minute. And who's your agent? Did you contact Mr. Jeffrey?
Exactly.
I want to know what's going on, right?
Exactly.
Because there's a lot of different types of insurance, so you got to make sure you get the right one. So you contact this guy.
Exactly.
And you'll be able to break it down for us, right?
100%.
Step by step. You heard it. You heard it from him. So y'all better watch out on the post. I'm about to post everything that you need to know so you can contact this man and share. This is also streaming live on YouTube right now on D.A.E TV. Please share, comment, tell us how we're doing, what you want to see, what you want to hear. We got you. Divaz Real Talk. We don't play no games. And thank you, Mr. Jeffrey. Thank you so much.
It has been an honor. I had so much fun with both of you.
I'm glad you did, because we had a ball with you too.
Awesome.
I'll be hitting you up with some insurance, some relationship advice, some more stuff. So watch out, your inbox gonna be blowed up with me, Kat.
Yeah. I'm excited when we someday get to do this again.
Definitely will. That would be wonderful. And we come up with a even better show where you can actually
That's the way it works.
You're going to be hearing
We're
from
going to be growing. Every year you get better and better and better.
That's true.
You already know.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming. And to my audience out there, our audience out there, thank you for tuning in to Divaz Real Talk on D.A.E TV.
And we're out.